Hey guys, what's up? We're back again, your resident Boleros. As always, you have here with me, Gab and Sam. Hey guys, what's up? What's up?
Hello, we're back here today. Sporting the pink shirts. Oh, halata ba? Obvious ba kung pink yung sa akin?
Ako
Um,
naghanap pa ako
Halata,
ng right
halata.
shade.
oo nga. Mas legit yung kay Dale eh. Si Gab, nakapolo pa eh. Pero
Si Sir.
um, magpopolo yan para lang sa bayan, di ba? So,
Yes,
where we
hashtag para
are
sa bayan.
we are one with the whole UAAP community. Encourage everyone to vote. Hopefully, you choose the right leader that will really cares about our country and will really help every Filipino citizen have a better life. No, so paglaban natin yan. Boto tayo. Less than a month na, no?
Less than a
Yes,
month. Yes.
tail end na. So, preach and agree to everything that Sam said. So, on to the games. We only had one day of UAAP matches this week, but that won't stop your boleros in
Right.
reacting and recapping the games that we've seen throughout the week.
Yes.
So,
Nag-enjoy ka ba,
uh,
Gab, dun sa one-day game for the week?
Paano kung hindi mag-i-enjoy kung manalo ang Ateneo versus
Oo.
Lasal?
Yun lang naman ang importante.
yun
Manalo
lang
Ateneo.
naman.
Tama,
Parang ano
tama.
talaga, parang alam na natin yung ballers nitong dalawa. So, right on cue, magta-transition tayo to that segment. We have been doing this for, I guess, 4 episodes for all of our episodes now. Our ballers versus boleros. So you guys should know this already. Ballers, we pick the winners of the week or yung mga feeling namin talaga who balled out. And then of course, on the flip side, you have your boleros, yung mga medyo nagpaasa sa atin or medyo may mga masamang stats this week. So, mauuna ako para i-reserve
Sure.
natin yung baka magkapareho tong dalawa ng
Sige, sige,
ng
sige. Go.
boleros. Okay. So for me, my baller of the week, the guy who played just 12 seconds in their match, si Matty Erolan of Adamson, he finally broke the heartbreaking losses of the Falcons the past first round. So, si Sir ay, ayun nga, 12 seconds lang. 2 out of 3 field goals, yes, but he hit the biggest and most important shot of the game, which is that three-pointer, go-ahead triple. And sobrang na-enjoy ko yung mga Adamson games so far. Kahit the past few games nila, medyo masakit. Sobrang enjoyable, specifically this one against FEU. They were, I think last 2 minutes, both teams were hitting big shots after big shots. And honestly, yung baller of the week ko can be shared naman by Erolan and of course the rest of the Falcons headed by si Lastimosa who's still the player of the game, diba? Despite iba yung nag-game winner. Assist naman niya yun eh. Ganda rin ng pasa. So, for me, well-deserved to have this spotlight finally sa Adamson. And ako feeling ko talaga this, I mean, I'm not too sure na with my pick with them before na magta-top 2, but I think they will get a couple more wins this round because finally they've broken the slump. Iba yun, feeling ko iba yun for their confidence going into the other games.
Isn't it Erolon?
Erolon ba? Di ba
Yeah,
Erolan?
I think it's Matt Erolon. Yeah, that's his name.
Okay, my
Uh,
bad. Pero siya pa rin
okay.
ang aking
Yeah.
baller.
I didn't even know he played only 12 seconds.
Oo nga
I didn't
eh.
even notice
Yes.
he was in the game. So,
So,
yeah, I watched that game and I was kind of pulling for Adamson, but not
right.
really.
Mm.
I was enjoying the back and forth between RJ and LJ and then Jerome Lastimosa. But yeah, maybe I was secretly rooting for Adamson kasi nakakaawa sila eh. Nakakaawa sila. Ang sakit sa puso yung panoorin ng game nila. Yung I can imagine going into the locker room after each of their last 6
Yep.
losses.
Yep.
Or 5, was it 5? I think yung 5 losses and just saying, talo na naman.
Kaya
Buti
nga
ka na
ngayon
manalo, yung pero talo na naman.
Kaya nga ngayon nagpa-ice cream na si coach
Oo
eh.
nga, nagpa-ice cream. Buti na lang.
So,
Well-deserved ice cream.
well-deserved. Well-deserved lahat ng sugar and calories. So,
So
kudos to the Adamson Falcons.
unfortunately, I didn't get to watch this game, pero the two of you were keeping me updated. I was busy. I had work. I just saw your texts. Parang si Gab, akala niya panalo na FEU. So parang ako, ano ba yan? Talo na naman. And then spoke too soon. And then nalaman ko na lang Adamson won. So si Erolon, so he just came in last minute, last few plays. Ganun ba yun? 12
So, pinasok
seconds?
lang siya towards the end of each quarters. So, pinasok siya ng last few seconds ng second, last few seconds ng third,
I think
and
he's
then
a
maybe 6 or 8 seconds ng fourth quarter.
I
Right.
think he's a shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter.
As he
Talagang
hitman, ganyan.
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's the Eman Monfort treatment. If anyone remembers when Norman Black was coaching Ateneo and Eman Monfort was not playing at that much, he would put Eman Monfort exactly for those situations. The last few seconds of a quarter or of a game will put Eman Monfort just for the gravity of a shooter on the floor. If you're that man guarding a shooter, you won't leave a known shooter. And I think for this case, people didn't
we
know that.
didn't know about him.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes, exactly.
Astrosela,
All three,
Austin Marcelo was also saying, "Huh?
kaya nga
Who is
nagpalit pa
that?"
tayo ng apelido sa kanya, 'di ba? Basta
Oo
si
nga, oo
Mati,
nga.
the 12-second guy. Tapos talagang the last play, I think 3 guys swarmed Lastimosa and then halos wala na,
Right.
hindi naman completely open, but late talaga yung close out sa kanya. So, I guess now people will know and remember his name pag binunot siya ni coach.
Which was the thing that I was pointing on in the last episode. Teams have now figured out that the ball is going to Jerome Lastimosa and they're
Yes.
trapping, blitzing everything with the actions involving Lastimosa, whether it be a pick and roll or a straight up isolation. They're blitzing everything. So this is what Adamson has to do for the remaining games of the second round and remaining 6 games of the second round. They have to release the pressure of Jerome Lastimosa, because if Mate Erlon can hit more shots and get more minutes, I'm all for it. So if he can take some, again, that gravity that he has, if he can hit consistently his threes, I think it will greatly help Adamson, because the pressure on Jerome Lastimosa is too great.
Right.
He can't do it all on his own. And it was impressive also. They didn't have Duanga in that game,
Duanga. Right.
which was who is the other guy who was contributing points, was getting rebounds, and creating that gravity inside for the Adamson Falcons. So hopefully this is a sign of good things to come for Adamson. Kawawa sila, but finally got that monkey off their backs.
Right. I agree. I agree. I think we've talked about it before. Yung mga last second shots ng Adamson or plays ng Adamson in the past when they lost, pilit. Medyo pilit talaga yung mga plays nila, or Lastimosa didn't have any choice. He had to just throw the ball. I think this time they were able to execute play and they were able to deliver. I think that was just the difference with this game and the previous games that they lost. I guess just to sort of like piggyback on Dale's baller of the week. Sa akin, I didn't want to choose the homer pick na Ateneo ang baller of the week ko, so I wanted to choose someone else. So I also picked Adamson, but if I guess para lang maiba yung conversation, if I had to pick a player, one of my favorite Adamson players, si Baby Boy. So si Baby Boy, nakita ko yung stats niya, 14 points on 7 of 7 shooting. So he didn't miss a shot. He didn't miss a shot. Perfect field goal percentage siya. Actually, first game pa lang. So again, hindi ko to napanood pero even in his previous games, sobrang gustong-gusto ko tong si Baby Boy.
Baby boy.
Medyo undersized center siya. I think 6'4", 6'5" siya, research ko. So he's big for like a big man sa high school, pero pagdating mong
From Iloilo. I think
Iloilo nga.
he's from Iloilo.
Yeah, I can't remember. Pero yun, so he was highly recruited pala. I think Alden Ayo was trying to recruit him. That didn't push through. Obviously, he ended up with Adamson. Pero ang galing niya kasi yun nga, first few games pa lang niya, napansin ko na siya, wala siya rumebound. Masipag siya. Kahit na undersized siya, he's not afraid to bang with the bigger centers or the imports. Malakas siya rumebound and ang galing niya pumwesto. Kasi hindi naman siya one-on-one player, di ba? Or he doesn't really create shots for himself. He just gets into the right situation or the right location at the right time. Tsaka, ang galing niyang skumore sa ilalim ng basket as long as he gets the ball different under the basket or whatever. He can really make shots under the basket. And as someone who sort of plays center when I play for fun, parang
I was gonna bring this up. He plays like you.
Right.
He plays like you, Sam.
Wow.
He looks
baby
like
boy. Baby boy.
Lagyan mo lang ng bigote, Sam. Kamukha mo na siya.
Iba.
As in, promise. I was gonna bring this up later. He
Lol.
plays like you.
I guess kaya ako siya na-appreciate. Because I appreciate guys like that. Like, I know how it feels like. And I know, like, you're not really the star. You're not supposed to be like the scorer there or the playmaker or the shot creator. But making himself useful in any way he can and
for
getting
the role
himself
given
ready.
to him. Yeah.
Exactly. I just love role players like that. Maybe because I know I'm a role player and I'm also a big man like him. So super appreciate it. So happy for him. He's my baller of the week, 7 of 7. I can say na he didn't miss the entire week, diba? So technically, hindi siya nag-miss the entire week. So he's my baller for the week. Go, Cam. Sorry.
Isn't he a bolero for having the most unflattering nickname in
I was
all
about
of
to
the
say,
UAAP?
Pang baller kaya yung nickname niya.
No.
Baby boy.
Hell no. Baby
Agree
boy?
to disagree.
Yeah.
Ang cute kaya.
That's a solid name.
Yep.
If you're from the other team, sa kabila kang team, may intimidate ka ba kayo? Uy, si Baby Boy.
But marketing standpoint, the brand recall is there.
It's a
Top of mind
compliment.
siya. Top
Baby
of mind.
boy. Paano mo sinabing Big Baby Davis, diba? Big baby siya eh.
Kaya nga. And he was known for crying. Big Baby Davis was known for
irony
crying.
Yan eh. Parang irony yan eh. May opposite eh. He's a big man pero tawag sa kanya Baby Boy.
Again,
I wonder how he feels about it.
Shout out to Nico Ramos for sticking with that nickname. Although I have to disagree. I don't like it. It's not intimidating at all. You know, if you're talking about Big Baby Davis, he was known for being a crybaby. No, you know.
Maybe not the perfect comparison, but I think it's a good name. I think Baby Boy is like perfect.
I-add natin yan sa poll once we upload this episode.
Let's see. Like comment, like write them in the comment section. Is Baby Boy good or bad? Is it a good nickname or a bad nickname? I think it's a good nickname actually. I'm with Dale here.
Yeah.
No. Okay, my baller of the week has to be. I'm gonna go a homer on this. It's Ateneo. Actually, no. I'm gonna change my baller of the week on the spot. It's gonna be Ateneo and LaSalle. Both schools are making a stand. I have. Moarina was predominantly, I would guess around 95% pink for that game, and I was pretty happy that most of the crowd from both schools took a stand and showed their support for the right candidate. So hopefully, people saw that and were inspired and were uh, moved to make the right choice in the coming elections. So yeah, and no, sports and politics should be separate. No effing way.
Yep. Get out of this room.
Yes. Yes. Here, here. Here, here.
Yung mga ano dyan,
Wala ba kayong
mag-dribble na lang
nababasa
daw. Ay,
tungkol sa
nako.
history ng sports? Sports is tied with politics.
With politics,
So,
right? It's very political.
No, kung pwede lang magmura sa show na to, magmura ako ng marami. Pero no.
Right. Were there people
Take
who
all the way.
were there people who were like saying that now? I remember few
Oh.
years back when Ateneo and LaSalle all wore black.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like
I think there were,
old heads
Yeah.
saying na, oh, you should separate sports from politics. Admittedly, wala akong masyadong narinig or nabasa. Maybe I wasn't on Twitter that much, but like, were there people saying that this time around?
There always will be, especially those who are very critical of the candidate that the schools are supporting or supporting the other camp.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, there's always someone who's saying politics and sports should not mix. F you. No.
Yeah. That's
Anyway, yun
BS.
lang.
That's BS. That's
And
trash.
you know what, at this point, everything is political, honestly.
Right.
Parang you can't separate the two kasi masyadong maraming intersection ang politics with like pretty much every other aspect of our lives. So, nope.
And I don't know, parang Pilipino ka eh. 'Di ba? You cannot take that away just because pag magba-basketball ka hindi ka muna Pilipino, ganun ba 'yun? Like, you have to care about your country and what's happening to it. So, hindi mo yung mahihiwalay, 'di ba?
Okay. Enough of this. My blood is boiling. Anyway, let's get to the game. So I think both Ateneo and LaSalle played well. In the game-ish, first half it was very close. Kurt Lohera played an amazing game. I think Coach Tab did not game plan as well as for Kurt Lohera as with the other players. He game planned for Mark Nonoy. I think he's used to seeing Mark Nonoy on the opposite team. Every time Mark Nonoy would come in the game, he'd put in Mamu just to match and put length on Mark Nonoy. And you don't realize just how long Gian Mamuyak is, how long his arms are. You know, Sam and I used to have a nickname for one of the guys we used to play with in high school. Yung nalala mo si Galamay?
Si Galamay,
si
One
Peter.
month pa lang alam ko na yung itsura niya.
Si Peter Ramirez, shout out to him. Yeah, we always play with him and he had such long arms. And
parang siyang Yanis.
Oh yeah, his arms are just so long. He doesn't look tall on screen, but when you see him,
does he know that you guys call him Galamay? Like with ano naman yun? Alam naman niya.
I mean, it's not an insult. I mean, it's pretty much a compliment. His long arms.
Just like Baby Boy, it's a compliment.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Magpo-boy, wag ganyan. Iinit ulo ni Gab.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. Yeah, Mamu. About Mamu.
Dude, and Mamu his offensive game is expanding. I love it. And yeah, the whole Ateneo team played well in that third quarter. I love SJ's shoes. I think those were Dame Sixes, and they were pink. Love it. Making a stand. Love it. Love that SJ. And SJ was clutch in that third quarter. I know it's not crunch time, but he was clutch, hitting some big threes, and showed that this was the guy that people were expecting.
Right.
When 30 and the Nietos left, the whole Ateneo community and perhaps the whole UAAP fan base expected SJ Belangel to be the main man and to carry this team alongside whether it was Dwight, Dave, or Ange Kwame, SJ was
Kinall
that
out
guy.
mo
And
kasi, Gab eh. Diba last time, kinall out mo eh. Sabi mo you were sort of disappointed with him eh.
well, he's been pretty passive, and I guess that's part of the offense. But yeah, that was the SJ yung I wanted to see, the take charge SJ, the SJ from Ateneo High School, who was the main man, and during crunch time would really uh, take the ball, get the ball, and make plays for you either for himself or from another play or for another teammate. And I just love the way he uses the pick and roll. Uh, he's not that explosive. He's not that athletic to get past other players. His handle is pretty good, but that 3-point shot, I think, has become so reliable already. And I love seeing SJ take over. And he has just that straight faced assassin type thing that he's got. Although sometimes he does uh, let out some emotion, but I love seeing SJ Belangel take over the game. And a mini baller of the week, Gio Chu. I think for the most part of the first half and also in the third quarter, Ange Kwame was in foul trouble, and Gio Gio Chu held the fort,
Right.
held down the fort,
He played decent minutes.
even against more athletic big men like Nuanco or
Phillips.
Mike Phillips, Motor Mike. The improvement in his game was apparent during those minutes without Ange on the floor, and the future is bright for Ateneo. But both schools are ballers of the week. Just wanted to make that clear, even though Homer pick. But yeah,
Yeah, maraming mini ballers within Ateneo. I think Andrade also, 'di ba, had a good game. Hit
Right. May back-to-back
three
threes.
pointers. Oo, yeah. Actually, nasa honorable mention ko nga yung Ateneo. Specifically, para nilagay ko sa notes ko.
honorable mention.
Yeah. Parang nga hindi maiba naman tayo sa ibang schools naman from us. But in my notes nga, parang I noted here, whoever's inside for the third quarters, yun yung ballers. Kasi parang so far, parang third quarter lahat yung killer yung killer moves nila. There have been many games a bit similar to Ateneo Luzon, parang dikit sa first half, and then by third quarter, and they would have all of their defense would be locked down, and then all of their shooters would connect for some reason. Galing lang talaga, practice, ganyan. So, sinama ko rin sila sa aking ballers. But yeah, we were looking at a lot of fits kanina ni Sam before we started the actual episode. And I also love that the Ateneo team all wore pink masks before the game. So
right.
Thanks also team for taking a stand.
I think just to add, no, just to give credit to Lasal, Lohera, alam mo, sobrang underrated this guy kasi alam ko parang defensive 3-and-D wing type of player lang siya, pero this guy can score, lalo na yung mga mid-range jumpers niya, hindi lang dun sa Ateneo game, even in the other games nagugulat ako, like he will take over certain portions of the game kapag wala na rin masyadong offense. Most of the time nga, I guess to Cap's point, madalas they game plan, opposing teams game plan for Mike Phillips and Balti or maybe even Mark Nolan. So sometimes like, it really has to be someone else to pick up the slack. So I think, I respect this guy, si Lohera now. I think he's legit. He's going to be a crucial vet for the team also. So good win. Good for him.
The defensive minded thing that you brought up, that was just his role, and I think it's still his role, and it was his role in previous teams
years.
Yeah, and I think they should run more plays for him.
Right.
Kasi ang dami nilang guards eh. I think that's the problem also. He can't showcase his skills that much with a team with a lot of guards. You have Sonny Winston, Evanele, and Mark Nonoy. So hit up. Although yung Dalawang kaliwete na yun, no na yung Lohera. Love watching them play.
And talagang nabantayan niya si Dave, ha? I think he had a couple of blocks on Dave Ildefonso. Siguro like at least dalawa siyang blocks sa like may post up si Dave and then may mid-range and then nabablock niya. I think ang ganda ng matchup na yun. I really want to see that matchup, si Lohera and Dave Ildefonso more. Like when they see each other again in the future.
Kala ko in the finals na yung sasabihin.
Well, in the future, you know, in the finals, just in case. Pero we'll give UP a chance.
Siyempre. Okay. So I guess that's also our cue to go right into our Bolero picks. So ako ba ulit mag-start or may gusto mauna?
Siguro I can go first para I can also jump off that like Lasal discussion. So my Bolero of the week is Joaquin Manuel. So don't hate before anyone reacts na hater ako dahil Lasal siya, Ateneo
He was my pick too.
Okay. But I'm just saying like sa fans.
Hindi ko siya pick. Pero taga-Lasal din yung pick ko.
May listeners dito na magagalit. Before kayo magalit, let me explain. No? So I actually feel bad for the guy. Diba? I mean, at least na to, I actually saw him play in high school. I think I saw like one game. I saw him play. And he was pretty good nung high school naman. Obviously like big man siya, but now he's more of like a guard forward. Pero nakakailan na siya sa Ateneo, and I was talking to the two of you. Sabi ko, feel ko sobrang public enemy number 1 na to sa Ateneo eh. Kasi he came from Ateneo, but like the 2 games that he played against Ateneo, he sort of like had questionable fouls on players, diba? The first game was with Mamu. Medyo nagalit si Mamu dun sa foul na yun. And then like the second one was, you know, with Ange Kwame, yung him trying to, I guess, like box him out. So not really looking good for him in terms of like the public's perception. I think I read somewhere na the UAAP team is reviewing the foul and they'll have a decision by this weekend. So we should expect that decision within this weekend. So yun, I feel bad for him. It looks really bad, but I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Sayang maganda yung linaro niya before the Ateneo game. I think it was FEU or something. But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, as I guess I'm comparing it to myself again, you know. So as a big man, and I'm putting that in quotes kasi I'm like 5'9", 5'10". I am relatively tall, but there are times where I play against much bigger guys, mga 6-footers or stronger guys. And I know how it feels to sort of like play against them na sobrang lakas nila. And so the only way you can sort of like go up against them or like out-rebound them or battle them is, ang turo sa'yo is, you know, you stay low and then you use your hips or your butt to box out, ganyan. So parang maybe that's what he was trying to do. Ano magagawa niya? He's like, what, 6'2", 6'1", and he's trying to box out Kwame, who's like 6'10" or 6'11". So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but honestly, nakadalawa kasi in 2 straight games. So it doesn't really look good for him, but I honestly,
it just looked bad.
Exactly, yeah. It was a dangerous play, admittedly. And ako din, like, I realized, like, when I play against bigger guys, parang bigger guys hate it when you try to stay low and try to get physical with them. Kasi, you know, they might see it as a dangerous play. And it could be a dangerous play kasi mababa ka eh, di ba? You could, especially if it's a taller guy. So, you know, I just feel bad for him, you know. I don't know if he intentionally wanted to hurt Kwame or it was unintentional, whatever. I don't want to say because I'm not sure, but hopefully things will get better for him. Hopefully this is the last time people will question his fouls. Medyo mareklamo din kasi siya eh. So I think it's not good for his reputation. Like pag nagfa-foul siya, like react agad siya. So it's sort of annoying. But yeah, I feel bad for him, but he looks really bad now. So hopefully things get better for him. Gab, siya ba yung
Gab
bolero mo
should go
din?
next.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gab.
Yeah, he was my bolero of the week because even my dad hated hates him now because
Dad ko din.
and
I think yung mga dads, they don't like him. Like, super pissed off, by the way.
and these are the guys who grew up hardcore Athenians and grew up seeing the likes of a BJ Manalo go to LaSalle. You know, the destined golden boy of the Ateneo program to spurn the the Ateneo program to go to the LaSalle side. So seeing someone like Joaquin Manuel who and he only went 2 years in high school. So well he's technically an alumnus. So yeah, but yeah, I agree with you, Sam. It just looked bad, and diba, if it was Dave who went for the rebound, he would have caught it in Dave's abdomen or chest, not on Andrew's 6'10", and he went flying. So it just looked bad. Uh, but yeah, I think he just tried to box out. I mean, I do it. I do that same thing. You do it.
Same, right. Yeah.
So, uh, I mean, if I had done it that same action and then the one I was boxing out was Ange Kwame and he came flying, yes, it would look bad. I think we talked about this when Ange started playing in the UAAP. He's very active, diba? He loves to go for rebounds, fly around, and put his body in there. And we were all very scared for him because that's basically a recipe for injuries. And
Knock on
that was a
wood.
close call. Yeah, that was a close call. I mean, he's been lucky so far that he's stayed away from any significant injury, but things like that can happen if you're 6'10" and you're playing against uh, Filipinos. Well, he's technically a Filipino, Anges. But yeah, if you're playing against 6'2", 6'1" uh, players, you will get caught. You will get caught, get undercut at some point, and that's a scary part. I personally don't think there was any dirty intentions from Joaquin Manuel. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Although yeah, it's easy to hate him because he does have an annoying complaining face like
The
Oo nga
precedent.
eh. I think he
The
needs to
reputation
chill.
precedes him.
Oo nga. I think he needs to chill. Para naman people won't get annoyed. Yun, I feel bad for him, to be honest.
I'm so glad na hindi siya yung bolero ko of the week. Magti 3 out of 3 siya. But I think you guys already made all of your points na one with him. So I think tama yung sinabi ni Sam, Saturday lalabas yung results ng UAAP investigation. Parang they wanted daw to have a legit Holy Week break before they announce if they will do anything else beyond what was called in the game. So for me, quick na lang, Bolero of the Week, also from Lasal. So dalawa. First is si Mark Nonoy. Mark Nonoy had hindi nga so-so game. Parang for me, this is a bad game for him. Obviously, 3 points. Hindi rin siya naglaro ng matagal. Siguro nga kasi walang rhythm at all. He wasn't able to hit any of his 3-pointers. And yeah, overall, a bad game for him. And then another player na...
it's the game plan though.
Yeah.
It's more a credit to Tab Baldwin
Ateneo. Yeah.
and the coaching staff for preparing for Mark Nonoy. Because the last time they saw Mark Nonoy, I mean, the last time they saw Mark Nonoy, he dropped what, 30 points on Ateneo's asses. So,
12 points.
I know, last when he was still with UST.
Oh, that
when he was in the finals. I think you all remember that. He
So,
dropped.
Gab, 10 years ago na yun, Gab.
Well, yeah, but
basta before pandemic, medyo na-erase na sa...
But yeah, that was the last time they saw Mark Nonoy. So you have to know that Coach Tab will game plan for him. As I said,
Mhm.
it's hard when a guy like Gian Mamuya is in your grill for every second you're in there. He's just so long compared
Mm.
to Mark Nonoy.
Yeah. Wala nang nakita si Mark Nonoy at all. Yeah. But
Which consequently allowed Kurt Lohera to have more freedom in the offense, and also Shawnee Winston. I think he had
mm,
more
yeah.
freedom to operate.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even Nelly, diba, had a good game
mhm.
against
Yeah,
Ateneo this year.
21,
20
20
points.
or something.
Yeah, 20 points. 21 si Loher. Yeah. And then the other one, very light bolero lang naman for Balti. Very ano siya, I think even the first match up nila, mas masama yung laro niya dun eh. Like 5 points lang siya. Pero this time around, 10 points. But I feel like kulang pa rin. His plus minus in both those games. The first game was like at 13 and then this second game was at 8. So hopefully pag kunwari may chance pa na Ateneo ulit yung ma-face nila, let's say in the Final Four, we'll see the type of plays that he has been doing for the non-Ateneo games that he's in, diba? Kasi this is not the Balti that we know. Like, sure, he got 10 rebounds pa rin. That's his average. But I think his points per game now is at 12 or 13. So for both games, this is below his averages. So he needs to step up.
I would counter that though with I don't think Balti is the bolero of the league. I'll go with Derek Pumaren because yun nga, Balti is not performing because I don't because he's being scouted already.
Scouted
They know his preferred possessions. They know the plays that they run for him, and I don't think they run enough plays for Balti.
for Bat.
I've said this in our previous episodes. This guy is so skilled. He can do a lot of things on the court. The problem is he's not being put in the positions that will allow him to succeed. I think they should run more, uh, not post ups, but pick and roll actions with him in it, or maybe pick and roll actions where he's the ball handler and someone else is screening for him. You may be a guard to get some mismatches. Ateneo likes to switch. Well, if someone likes to switch, you have to punish the guy or the guard who will switch on you. And I don't think they took advantage of that. Balti is so skilled. He can punish a smaller player. He can play as a guard or a small forward or a perimeter player. So I would go at more the bolero of the week is Derek Puman. I think they have to run, they have to tweak their offense and put an offense around Balti. I think he's their best player. So yun lang. So
Pero
I
much
guess
potential in Bas.
overall
I think
bad week for Lasal.
dahil lang natalo sa Ateneo eh, no? No, but it was also a big loss, no? Kasi ngayon 3 losses na sila and UP has like 1 loss, diba? So it solidifies UP's position. Although hindi pa nag-Ateneo UP or Lasal UP, so we'll see, no? I guess just to add to what Dale mentioned, siguro yung difference then with Balti is hindi kasi sobrang alpha dog si Balti. I think mas chill player siya. So it's not, I guess parang wala siyang Mamba mentality na parang
Parang
give me
walang
the ball.
takeover.
Oh, give me the ball, I'm gonna
But
take
if you're the
over.
star
But
player of your school, hindi ba you have the go signal to do that? And
you
you have
do,
like all
pero
of the license to do
right.
so.
Totoo naman, pero I think mabait kasi si Balti eh, di ba? Parang sa personality pa lang niya, parang
Ano ba yung
he's not
interest
that,
niya na nakalagay sa ano?
hindi ko alam eh,
Sa
napansin mo ba?
broadcast.
Hindi ko napansin eh. Pero I think yun eh, parang hindi siya ganun ka-alpha yung dating. Unlike let's say,
I would put a bet on training though.
Training.
Yeah.
Interest.
I've now counted. I've seen 6.
Most of them training, no?
6 players say training as their interest. And in my
What?
head, I'm like, I get it, bro. You're a basketball player. You love training. What else?
Yun na yung top 5 nila. Top 5 interests, lahat related to training.
I think yung parang if they had a checklist for this when they were you
Baka
were gonna send
multiple
this game.
choice.
I think it was a choice. Like they had yung just says right training. Okay, I'll check training.
Baka isipin nila, hindi ako nagko-condition ganyan.
Shout out to the one player who answered basketball. Ooh, big surprise! Your interest is basketball.
May others, tas blank. Tas binigay niya basketball. Baka yun.
Surprise. You're a
Hindi naman
basketball
yun siya
player.
yung bolero of the whole round. Anyway, Sam, you have anything to add pa? Sorry, kinot off ka namin doon sa... Nagtangent na kami doon sa interest.
Okay lang naman. But yun, feel ko kasi si Balti, hindi talaga siya alpha. Like, siguro compare him to, let's say, someone like si Mamu. I mean, Mamu started out also as sort of like a specialist or role player. Pero this year, parang kita mo game face siya na parang he plays like a senior who's really ready for the pros, diba? Like game face, ready to take over anytime, super confident, not afraid to, sort of like take over. I think Balti can do that anytime he wants. It's just that he's not the type of person that will parang ask for the ball or be an alpha leader. He's more of a quiet leadership by example type of guy. Yun lang ang basa ko kasi parang very quiet and reserved yung dating ni Baldi sa akin. So I think yun lang din yung difference doon. And Lasal has a lot of like talent, no? So it's sort of like hard then to, take over lang anytime.
But it's the same point that it's the same how do I say this? It's still on the shoulders of the coach. Now, even though your player is not the alpha personality on the team, to put him in the right positions to be aggressive and and tell him that we're running this play for you, so you can make a play for the team or for yourself. Like,
right.
If we're gonna put you on the screen and roll action where you slip or you pop out, it's you have to be put in that position. And I guess again part of the credit goes to Tab Baldwin. I mean, he coached this guy. He coached this guy in Gila. So
insider info.
So he knows how this guy plays. So he knows how to get Balti out of rhythm. Just deny him the ball. And most of the time, he's being guarded by Rafi Verano.
Oo nga eh.
Who's, 6'2"? 6'3"? So, yun. I just think they're not being creative enough with their offense around Balti because I think he can average up 20 points, 15 rebounds easily. He's just bigger than everyone else. And he's more skilled.
Anyway. Parang babalik pa rin tayo na Ateneo pa rin yung ballers forever. So I guess that is the perfect cue because the UAAP already sent out, unofficial pa naman, but the stats leaders, mga MVP, what do you call this? MVP runners up, ganyan. So you guys have seen this already, right? So nauna pa rin dun sa list si Kwame and then si Save. So I guess this is also a good way to recap our last episode where both guys picked itong top 2 rin who are the front runners in the MVP race, si Ange and si Same, for their MVP picks of the first round. And then coming in at third, it's si Balti. So yung pagka-bolero naman ni Balti, parang this week lang naman. Tingnan mo na number 3 pa rin naman siya sa MVP race, di ba? Number 4 is Carl Tamayo and tie sila, si Carl Tamayo and si Eman Ojula from FEU. So any other standout guys here that parang nung nakita niyo yung list, guys, parang, ay, nandito siya, bakit ganun? Or is everyone in this list like pretty much who you expected?
More of expected, but more of hindi ko titingnan yung kasi yung players na nandun. More of tingnan ko yung formula of how they did it. Because I've been bringing this up for a long
Right.
time. Why
Yeah.
the hell are we only counting statistical points for MVP? Doesn't other stuff count? Is all the stats is the only thing that decides who the most valuable player is? And take a look at the how do you call this? The formula. What are bonus points?
Baka,
Ano?
baka gab yung bonus points, yun yung games won. Hindi kaya? Hindi natin alam eh. Di ba?
What,
Ayun nga,
like yung rating?
What's the
Like
scientific?
win-loss record? Ganun.
I have no idea. What doesn't say, it just says bonus points. Ano to, parang teacher, oh, may bonus question tayo. Uy,
Baka may extra credit.
Mo to.
Hindi kasi nakita mo ba yung second to the last column, WGP? And then if you look at the teammates, pare-pareho yung WGB nila. So I'm thinking like it's related to the games won eh. Kasi lahat ng Ateneo 120 ang bonus points, and then kapag UP ka 105. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's what I saw. So I was trying to figure out kasi nga tinanong ni Gab sa chat natin. Tapos parang ako, baka it's related to the
Research ka
games
ng
one.
konti.
I'm not sure though. So if anyone out there knows, please tell us. Let us know.
Yeah, please enlighten us.
But this has to be taken into consideration by the UAAP or whoever makes the rules for this league. We have to we can't have an MVP from the fourth best team like what happened in the past season. I mean, Chavio was great, but come on, Ateneo went undefeated, and they're still don't have an MVP. Yeah, they don't have the stats, but come on, get the best player from obviously the best team in the league, and they don't even have a player in consideration for MVP. It's just crazy that this happened also with Ken Bono. Respect to Ken Bono. Fat guys
Wow.
Unite, big boys unite.
Wow.
Yeah.
From
Ken
the
Bono.
vault. From the vault.
Yeah.
Deep
I remember
cut.
this. Ken Bono was from Adamson, who was the fourth best team in the UAP, and he won MVP over the likes of I can't remember. I think sila Nico Salva, Raba, Husseini, and guys from FEU. Sino ba ng guys from FEU back then? Sino RR Garcia. Yeah. Ken Bono won it. Ken Bono from number 4, and I think they had a 7-7 record, and he was MVP. Come on.
Tagal mo nang tinatago to, Gab. Ang dami ng seasons na.
Oo nga eh.
Yeah.
Tsaka
Dami
every
ng
episode
seasons.
binabanggit to ni Gab eh, no?
Kasi I just don't get
Consistent.
it. I just don't get it. I just don't get why we base it all just on statistics. Majority, sige, if games played, majority on statistical points.
Would you have wanted like the media to vote on it also?
Parang NBA, ganun.
Oo, parang NBA.
Yeah, we could have media votes, coaches vote.
Coaches vote.
Ako gusto ko fan vote.
I don't know.
Papogian lang
I
yun.
don't trust the fans.
I don't trust the fans also.
Puro Richie Rivero to, promise.
Or Tyler
My
don't
fan
trust
base
the
si
fans.
Richie, my fan base si Andrea. So, for sure.
True.
Yeah, but there has to be a better way to decide this. We have to interview someone from the UAAP and ask to when they changed it, because I remember back then when I was a kid, they did not have just statistical points solely deciding who the MVP was. I remember when Enrico Villanueva won it, Mike Cortez was the leading MVP based on statistical points. But I think they had yeah, they had media votes back then. I can't remember exactly. I was a young boy, but yeah, yung that's the mystery of it all. When did they decide to stop with the voting and then just base it all on statistical points? Well, I get it. It's objective. There's no question as to how you did it. As to how you became MVP, but we have to get to the history of this. We have to get to the nitty gritty. Anyway, that's my only gripe. I have no gripe with who was there because stats. Tayo
Number
dapat
one
yung
naman si Ange
baller of
ngayon.
the week. We should have ourselves baller of the week, Sam.
Kasi we
We
picked,
called
right?
it.
Oo nga
Oh,
eh.
Yeah. Both picks nyo, top
And
2.
one point,
Tapos ang
one
lapit
point
Yeah.
difference lang
Super
grabe.
lapit.
I think
Kaya
yun
nga
for me,
sobrang
like,
hype ng
I think for me, yung surprising lang is how close the top two are and then how far they are from the rest. Like si Balti is like 10 points behind or something like that.
10 points behind the first, si Kwame.
Yeah, so medyo surprising lang yun sa akin. Other than that, Carl Tamayo says hi. Hindi natin siya piniling Rookie of the Year last time and siya yung
Doon
may
lang ako na-hype
highest
na
stats.
dalawa yung UP players sa top 5. Obviously.
Quiet si Carl Tamayo, but I think he's been consistent din siguro, no?
Yes.
he's being overshadowed by Lucero and Richie.
Lucero.
Yeah.
But he just goes about his way. So happy for him. He's probably gonna win Rookie of the Year if he's there in the.
Yeah.
Although
Actually,
I think
no one from us picked him, di ba? Sa Rookie of the Year. Parang hindi nyo nga siya nabanggit at all in any Rookie of the Year conversation. Parang mas si Ron J. and Felicity. Tama ba, Sam?
Yeah. Sam's
Sam's pick.
Dark horse pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say very dark horse pick. Although
Hipster pick.
No, honestly, I forgot about Tamayo. Kasi parang puro Lucero lang naririnig ko sa UP eh. So,
because his game is not
pick
flashy.
Tamayo.
Si Carl Tamayo. His game is not flashy.
And parang he doesn't seem like a rookie eh.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many rookies na. Parang mga 30 ata yung eligible.
True. There's so many rookies.
So, hindi na natin alam who's who.
But some of them have been in college for a year already. So they're not really rookies.
Pero ano pa rin sila? Rookies in our brains. Like because we don't know them. That's why. Mag-ano na tayo dito. Ipapaname natin yung player. Like, it's just faces.
I'm not good at that game. Like, don't make me do that. I'm just gonna embarrass myself on YouTube.
We have so many bashers from so many schools. UE in particular.
Wala talaga akong kilala. May magkapatid pa, di ba? Yung, I forget.
Yung mga Paranada. Yung the Paranada brothers.
Apparently. Hi. Okay, so anyway, so as Sam mentioned kanina, the games will resume on the 19th and we'll be back to our usual schedule of 4 games in 1 day. And let's have lang a quick recap of our standings. As of this week, Holy Week, Ateneo still is undefeated at 8-0. UP is at second with 7 wins, 1 loss. DLSU hanging on to third spot with 5-3 record. And then, dito yung where it gets interesting. Because NU, FEU, UST, sobrang lapit lang nila sa isa't isa. NU is at 4-4. Both FEU and UST is at 3-5. Adamson is at 2-6. And unfortunately, UE still hasn't logged any wins as of today. So, any games, guys, that you're excited for next week once we're back?
I want to watch the LaSalle versus UP game. I wasn't able to watch the first one. Shout out to One Sports Signal for not making replays available on demand.
Let's not get started there, man.
But
not.
Yeah, yun. I'm excited to watch them match up. I want Balti to be featured more. I want this guy. I want this guy
Yeah, yeah.
to develop. But yeah, I'm excited for the LaSalle UP game, and also excited for whoever Ateneo matches up with on each day, because will the win streak end, or will it just be a sweep all over again?
Ano na ba yung winning streak nyo? 30 plus, 33?
30
34.
plus 30 plus.
34 wins. Wow. Kailan kayo huling natalo? Ang intense.
2018. 2018. Or was it 20? No, yeah, it was 2018.
Oh my God. Hi, okay. Anyway, games I'm excited for next week. Of course, all of the UP games. But I'm actually looking forward to FEU and Adamson. I've really enjoyed their game itong last Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to
You can basically
the
book an excited game whenever Adamson is
Adamson.
playing.
Diba?
I've
Hindi ko
watched
alam
more.
Lock it in.
They're the second.
Lock it in.
They're my second most watched team. Adamson. I
Yep.
never thought I would say
Yep.
that. No, Adamson is my second most watched team, more than LaSalle, UP, UST, and FEU. See, Adamson.
Hindi, ewan ko kung napapansin nyo to guys. Pag nag-uusap-usap tayo sa chat, Adamson din yung usually may mga ano tayo, all caps na message. Parang ang dami natin reactions pag Adamson game lagi. So, I definitely agree. Feeling ko sila rin yung second most watch ko if I really keep count.
Yeah, but
Ikaw,
but I agree with Dale. Siguro for me, syempre the usual. I always want to watch Ateneo. The UP Lasal game, definitely I think that's the biggest siguro kasi that will sort of dictate talaga or solidify who will be in that second place spot. But I agree with Dale. I think basically for me the battle for fourth, because we can kind of all agree siguro na it's going to be Ateneo, UP, and LaSalle locked in for number 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So I think what's interesting is the battle for fourth. So you have right now NU there, pero obviously FEU and UST are closer to NU, and Adamson looks like it's way behind, pero if it wins all its games this week, since it always keeps the games close, you never know, baka biglang it shoots up in the standing. So anything that involves like those sort of like four teams, FEU, NU, Adamson, UST, pag maglaban-laban sila, I think that for me is exciting.
Yeah. Especially with this type of scheduling na sobrang fast-paced niya. Parang in 1 week, pwedeng magkagulo-gulo sa standings, diba? So,
right.
It's also something that we can definitely talk about after next week for sure. May mangyayari sa standings natin na we'll almost see which team will make it to the final
That's
3.
true.
And then yung 4. Exciting. Ano siya?
We'll
Clutch. Clutch. Okay. So, Gab, sabihin ka ba?
Well, I just wanted to know that if we're gonna have a step ladder or a Final Four.
Nandun pa rin ako na feeling ko matatalo ang Ateneo. May 1. Book
Siyempre,
it.
Wag naman.
Siyempre, hindi ka Atenista eh. Malamang.
Book it. May 1. May 1 sila, di ba? Tama ba? Sunday
last game.
May 1. Yes.
Oh my God. Let's do this,
We'll
UP
see.
community. But anyway, since guys, we only had that 1 day of games, I guess we can end there. Just make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Every week, we've been consistent so far in all of our recording of our episodes. So just type in Boleros PH and then hit the subscribe button. And of course, if you want to get updates also of when the recording is up, just hit the notification bell. If you also have comments, kung meron kayong favorite segments, let us know. I have one friend, ang favorite niya is the one that we did last week. Once pa lang natin nagawa, the one-on-one bolahan.
Oh, hey, bolahan.
Na-excite siya. Natuwa siya na parang na-pressure kayo doon sa 60 seconds. So, I think that's one thing that we can also try doing again sa ibang episodes. Fun yun.
Game.
Nakaka-stress nga yun.
Sure.
Ayoko na. Ikaw naman, Dale, sub. Hindi ko kaya.
Hindi, yung kailangan tayo, Sam.
Oo,
Kailangan
parang
tayo.
gusto ko mas ano lang mas
Hindi, game lang.
pinagtatapat ko lang kayong dalawa.
Oo
So,
nga eh.
fun yun.
Game lang.
Okay. So that's it for us this episode. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Ingat.
Bye-bye. Vote wisely.